Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is between Snute and Lilbow on Apotheosis, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Lilbow, representing Team Millennium. And in the top left side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Snute from Team Liquid. Alright, so this is the first game I've cast on this map from the new ladder map pool. And I have to say, it reminds me of a map from Heart of the Swarm. Very narrow and a two-player map. I'm not quite sure what the name was. If you know what it is, go ahead and put the name in the comments. And thank you for reminding me. And holy smokes, Extractor first into spawning pool, into Extractor trick. No hatch first here from Snute. Wants to put the pressure on really early because apparently this is really hard to wall off. Let's see where this goes. Oh yeah, you can come up here, go through there. Lings are going to have a field day on this map. And it is a very narrow ramp into your main. Is there like backdoor rocks or anything? No, no backdoor rocks at all. And it looks like your attack path is pretty straightforward, just right up north, and bam, you're pretty much there and ready to go, as we can see the path taken by this probe of Lilbow's who is scouting. And good thing you are scouting, Lilbow, because you will see this early pool, you will see that Extractor, and immediately speed coming out. This is a speedling one base play for Liquid Snute. We'll see if this works out for him. Immediately, Lilbow is going to try to wall up with the Cybernetics core. He has enough to do it. Yeah, he was probably going to save up for a Nexus, but he thinks walling off is more important right now. So he's going to do that. I'm not sure if that's quite Ling-proof. We'll have to see if that is the case or not when these Lings show up. Because speed's about 30% complete, and Speedlings, again, I just feel like... Alright, so again, that is open, but if you wall off here, you're okay. You're going to be just fine, because the Lings can come through this direction, but as long as this is solid, you're going to be just fine there. Okay, so Zealot's holding this section. Again, I still worry about this little spot. No, it looks tight. Looks like Lilbow knows what he's doing. These Lings really want to kill this probe, which is going to delay their attempts to get down to the base and cause any havoc at Lilbow's section of the map, which is exactly what the probe is okay with. Taking his hatch here at the gold is natural, basically. A little bit gutsy. Did get scouted by Lilbow again, so Lilbow doing a great job with the scouts here. Seeing exactly what the Zerg player is up to. Eventually the probe did die, unfortunately for it. Now Ling's going after that Cyber Core. Zealots coming out and trying to get stuff. They do 3-shot Lings without any upgrades, as opposed to that 2-shot if they have the +1. And usually it's Adepts that hold the line, but I like the decision to get Zealots here. You knew Speedlings were coming out. You knew Lings were ready to go. Zealots do fine in that situation. And again, the Lings, I just don't know what they can do unless this is a Drop Lord play, which it could be a Drop Lord play. No, not yet. That layer is not quite up, nor is it even on its way. So no, not going to be Drop Lord play here from Snute. Instead, he is just trying to get his worker count up. He's down 19 to 23 because of these early Lings that really didn't do anything. Unfortunately, again, because of incredible scouting here by Lilbow, he's getting his own natural up. Walling off was the priority. Mind you, Adept here now, 2-shotting those Lings with the little glaive cannon. Is that what that is? That's exactly what that is. And a third base coming up for Snute. So Snute is switching on over directly into a macro-style play. He's doing a good drone transfer down here to this gold base. He's going to have... Wait, where are they going? Why are they not showing up on the number of workers at this base? Usually... That's weird. It's not until they get there that it starts counting. So 8 workers there is fantastic. That gold base is going to help immensely. And yes, it is the Drop Lord play. Alright, did I miss the lair construction? Where the... Did I misread what's going on here? Oh, that's Overseer. I'm such a doof. I knew that. I should not cast this late. Really shouldn't cast this late. So the Ling drop did pretty much nothing. No damage whatsoever. Nothing died at all for the Protoss player. So again, Snute's trying to be aggressive, trying to be assertive here, but it's just not really working out for him. He is up 32 to 30 Harvesters, though, and he does have a gold base, which helps him immensely in that income tab. You'll see here, 1,700 versus about 1,200 for the Zerg player, even though there is an even worker count thanks to the extra income generated by those gold mineral patches. Ling comes in for the scout, and is going to scout the Twilight Council, and Resonating Glaives is being upgraded there as well. So 3 Adepts moving on out, the 3 Amigos, if it were, or Amigas, I suppose. Is that Spanish for female friends? Amigas, isn't Amiga a video game system from like the 60s or 70s or 80s? I am having a real hard time remembering stuff today. So here comes some Adepts, a Zealot, and a Stalker pushing out saying, I think Snute's droning up behind this. And you would not be wrong, Lilbow. You would not be wrong in that assumption. This base is in a ton of trouble. Lings are here. 5 roaches are on the way. I'm just not sure how much damage they're going to be able to do. The Lings trying to save this queen. The drones forced to retreat for their lives. Where are the roaches going to pop? Up here, it looks like. One down here as well. So single roach running for its life. It does not want to deal with this, or the drone's going to attack as well. Lings getting that bit of a surround on there. Roaches trying to do what they can, but holding their own. Again, Adepts doing fairly well against roaches. They don't do a bunch of damage to them, but they don't take much either. Drones are dying here. Adepts getting into this mineral line. Roaches trying to clear those suckers out, trying to focus on this lair. For some reason, I don't fully understand. Adepts sneaking on into the main base. Again, I feel like Speedlings are a better answer than roaches in this situation. So Speedlings are here. Drones getting that full surround too, trying to stack it on up. The Adepts are going to absolutely die, but not before 8 drones were killed, as we can see right there on the left side. It's 36-2, 45 Harvesters, and taking the third base is Lilbow. So masterful game so far by Lilbow. Great scouting, great timing on the attack. Really taking a shot at the Zerg economy. Just beautiful to see here. So there are some sentries and a couple Adepts down here. I'm not sure if that's the greatest against Lings, but I'm not sure there are enough Lings to actually do enough damage here anyway. So the Lings come down. They're going to go ahead and scout that base. Oh, they don't scout the base. Do they scout the base? They don't scout the base. They don't know about this, which is a bit of a problem. Should have checked. Should have checked. A pair of Adepts sneaking on around this way, but there are roaches here. Creep spread is going to connect these two bases, which is immensely helpful. Glial reconstitution being researched, and there's the robotics facility coming up for Lilbow. So might move into Immortals, which have been very prevalent in this matchup in Legacy of the Void. Possibly Disruptors, not as prevalent, but still pretty good against a Roach Hydra composition, which is what it looks like Snute is going for with that Hydralisk Den coming right on up. Adepts decided not to poke in there, unfortunately for them, and just resaturating it. 60 to 56 Harvesters. Snute knows when to drone, man. He's been around for a while. He's been around. 8 p.m. right now. Currently for Snute's about 500, about 350 for Lilbow. And Lilbow did actually announce his retirement, if I remember correctly. I saw that on Twitter. So after this tournament was played a couple of weeks ago, he did decide to retire. So he's not playing professionally anymore. He might be on the ladder here and there. He might be doing some coaching, some other things. I'm not sure he stepped away from StarCraft entirely. But I believe he did end his professional career of StarCraft 2, which is a little bit sad. Lilbow is always fun to watch. He's always been a pretty darn solid Protoss player up from the foreign market. A lot of gateways protecting this Nexus for sure. Finally scouts it out. Little Snute figures out there is a base here. Warp Prism coming out of that robotic facility, and then an Observer. So definitely some Warp Prism shenanigans on the way. Ravagers getting morphed on in, and a 4th base coming up for Snute at this regular style blue mineral patch. Any more gold bases around? Or is it just the 2? I bet it's just the 2. Yep, just the 2. So each player gets one fairly close to their home base. That's all you really need. So here comes another push from the Lilbow. Stalkers, Sentries, Adepts. I just think Ravagers are pretty good against all 3 of those things. Especially considering Corrosive Bile can get rid of force fields, which we don't see used in that method very often. But perhaps today is our lucky day. Lurker Den on the way from the Zerg player. Spinecrawler coming up too, which is where? Where the heck is that Spinecrawler morphing in? Up here for reasons unknown. I guess worried about drops. 3 force fields used to kill a couple Lings. Not super fantastic. And Stalker count a little bit higher than I expected. Corrosive Biles chasing the army away. Saying, you get close enough, we'll destroy you. Nice concave here, too, on these guys. +1 attack has finished for these units. +1 attack is also finished for Lilbow. Guardian Shield coming on up from these sentries. And Snute really wants to save this base. He really does. Force fields are up. And again, Corrosive Bile will not be used to get rid of them. As you'll notice, rather using it. Oh my gosh, he did. He used it to get rid of force fields. Holy cow. Lurker's finally burrowing in just in time to save this space. He does take some damage to the hatch, but it's not completely gone. Big old Ling run by here. Can they get through? They're trying to get rid of the Cybernetics core. The Zealot is helpless to do anything if he moves. Ooh, he moved a little bit. The Lings didn't quite see that opening. Mothership core coming right on in. Force fields trying to save that Cyber core. Mothership core photon overcharging and killing a couple Lings, but nothing too major. A couple Lings seeing that there is an army here indeed. A Spire coming up for a Liquid Snute. And another base on the way. Snute is not worried about expanding under all of this pressure. Is that another Spore? That's a Spore, actually. That's not a Spine. So the Ling count right now is pretty high. I like Lings against this composition. They do pretty darn fantastically, assuming the force fields are not perfect, which they could be. They could be for Lilbow. Either way, Lurker is styming through everything, doing extra damage to the Stalkers because they are armored mechanical units. And Lings trying to get rid of these guys, and not quite enough, I don't think, on the Lings. They don't have any upgrades. If they had +1, it would be a different story, I think, but as it stands, Lings against that many Stalkers, you might kill a few Stalkers, but overall, I think the Lings would just get thrown into the meat grinder. Lilbow has nothing in his production tab. I don't know Why that is, his APM is fairly high. He's doing stuff. He's just worried about attacking. It's just odd. It's odd to see lurkers burrowing on that high ground. Corrosive Bile is being used to get rid of the force fields. Look at this from Snute. Brilliant. The rest of the army over here, though, the Stalkers, Lings trying to do this thing. Lurkers burrowing in this location as well, getting right on top of them. Oh, but blinking out just in time is Lilbow. They're trying to kill this base, but worried about the Ling infestation right on top of their faces. And yeah, the Lings are getting through these guys. The Lurkers trying to spine them, but the Blink Stalkers refuse to hold still long enough to allow that to happen. And you know what? The Lings actually might win this fight. I'm very surprised by this. I thought for sure the Stalkers with the +1 attack would be able to handle it, but they get absolutely overwhelmed. Stalkers are all gone. Another group of Stalkers here with Sentries and Guardian Shield coming up, but it looks like a huge overmatch right now. As the Protoss player blinks backwards, stutter step backward, gets off the creep, says, I apologize for intruding, but I was trying to kill your stuff, but it's not working out super well for me. 8 mutas on the way for Snute. That Spire has completed. We'll see if those mutas show up and cause any trouble anytime soon. Missile attack level 2 on the way. Just about completed here. These drones are actually in a bit of trouble. Big old Blink Stalker attack. +1 again. Has completed, but not +2 quite yet. Stalkers might take down this hatch. They're thinking about it. It's just that they hold still. Corrosive Bile lands on their heads, and that is not something they want to experience, even in the tiniest of bits here. So Lings on top of the Stalkers. Ravagers hacking away from the outside. And Corrosive Biles, are they going to hit? They actually end up hitting a little bit there. Meanwhile, another attack up here, just a pure Zealot. But guess what? There are mutas in the air. So the Zealots do take a while to kill, but they can't shoot up. So the mutas get free reign upon them. Drones, don't get back on in there. Why are you going through there? 10 drones have been killed so far by these Zealots. And make it 12. Let's make it an even dozen. Right there. 55 to 63 Harvesters. Lilbow has been on the offensive for quite a while thus far. Lurkers. Oh, the Stalkers trying to deal with them, but the extra Ravager support hitting themselves with the Corrosive Bile, and that's it. A GG from Lilbow. Lilbow is defeated, and Snute is victorious. What on earth? Why? Okay, it was 170, 106 total supply. It was 5 base to 4 base, effectively. Units tab showed 16 Stalkers and a Zealot left, and 2 Sentries for Lilbow. Active forces, definitely favoring the Zerg player right there. Where are our army value? Anyway, okay. I mean, a little bit premature, I would say. I mean, he was down about 60 supply to a very, very good Zerg player, which is not something you want to, somewhere you want to be. He recognized there were mutas out. There were 22 of them. Where were they? I guess they were coming down to wreak some havoc, and there was just nothing there for Lilbow to handle it. He didn't have Phoenix. He didn't see it coming. He didn't have enough Stalkers. He didn't really have any Archons either. So just kind of pulled the plug early. Unfortunately for him, I feel like Lilbow did a good job putting a lot of pressure on Snute. He did end up killing 23 drones, which is fantastic. But just couldn't quite kill any of these hatcheries, which is what I think he needed to do to really keep up. Or at least get Phoenix when that tech switch to Muta happened. But all right, so that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.